Welcome to Faithful Armies. Hello, and welcome to Faithful Armies. Here, we explore the intersection of history, military power, and timeless biblical stories that offer profound lessons for today. Today, we delve into one of the most touching and inspiring stories in the Bible, the story of Ruth. Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your engagement helps us grow this community of faith and learning. Stay with us until the end, where we'll recommend another video that continues to strengthen your spiritual journey. The story of Ruth, a journey of loyalty and redemption. The story of Ruth is found in the Old Testament in the Book of Ruth, which consists of just 4 chapters. Despite its brevity, this story is rich in themes of loyalty, faith, redemption, and God's providence. Let's take a closer look at each chapter, uncovering its deeper meaning and lessons for our lives today. Ruth's loyalty to Naomi. The story begins during the time of the Judges, a period characterized by moral and spiritual instability in Israel. In Bethlehem, a man named Elimelech and his wife Naomi, along with their 2 sons, moved to Moab to escape a famine. Tragically, Elimelech dies, leaving Naomi as a widow in a foreign land. Her sons marry Moabite women, Orpah and Ruth, but after about 10 years, both sons also die. Naomi is left without her husband or sons, a dire situation for a woman in ancient times. Hearing that the famine in Israel has ended, Naomi decides to return to Bethlehem. She encourages her daughters-in-law to stay in Moab and rebuild their lives. Orpah reluctantly agrees, but Ruth refuses. In one of the most famous declarations of loyalty in the Bible, Ruth says, "Do not urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God." This heartfelt commitment highlights Ruth's extraordinary loyalty and faith. She not only pledges to stay with Naomi but also embraces Naomi's God, the God of Israel. Ruth meets Boaz. Back in Bethlehem, Naomi and Ruth face poverty. Ruth takes initiative, suggesting she go to the fields to glean leftover grain. This practice, commanded by God in Leviticus, allowed the poor to gather food. As Ruth gleans in the fields, she finds herself in the field of Boaz, a wealthy and kind man who happens to be a relative of Naomi's late husband. Boaz notices Ruth and learns of her loyalty to Naomi. He tells her, "May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." Boaz's words reflect the central theme of God's providence. Ruth's choice to remain loyal and work hard does not go unnoticed by either Boaz or God. Boaz ensures Ruth is protected and has enough food, showing kindness and integrity. Ruth's boldness and faith. Naomi, recognizing Boaz as a potential kinsman redeemer, a relative who could marry a widow and restore her family's inheritance, devises a plan. She instructs Ruth to approach Boaz at night on the threshing floor and symbolically ask for his protection by uncovering his feet and lying down. Ruth courageously follows Naomi's instructions. When Boaz wakes, Ruth humbly asks him to spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a guardian redeemer. This act symbolizes her request for Boaz to marry her and provide for her and Naomi. Boaz is moved by Ruth's faith and character. He praises her for seeking him, a man of integrity, rather than pursuing younger men. He promises to resolve the matter and ensure her future security. Ruth's redemption and legacy. Boaz takes action to fulfill his role as a kinsman redeemer. He negotiates with a closer relative who has the first right to redeem Naomi's land. When the relative declines, Boaz publicly declares his intention to redeem the land and marry Ruth. Boaz and Ruth marry, and God blesses them with a son named Obed. Naomi's joy is restored as she becomes a grandmother. The women of Bethlehem praise God, saying, "Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a guardian redeemer." Obed becomes the grandfather of King David, placing Ruth in the lineage of Jesus Christ. This extraordinary ending highlights God's ability to bring redemption and blessing out of difficult circumstances. Key lessons from Ruth's story: loyalty and faithfulness. Ruth's unwavering loyalty to Naomi serves as a model for our relationships. Her faithfulness reflects God's steadfast love for us, God's providence. The story demonstrates how God works through ordinary events and faithful individuals to accomplish his purposes. Ruth's decision to glean in Boaz's field was not a coincidence, it was God's provision. Redemption through Christ. Boaz's role as a kinsman redeemer points to Jesus, our ultimate redeemer. Just as Boaz restored Ruth and Naomi, Jesus restores us to a right relationship with God. Hope in adversity. Ruth and Naomi faced immense loss, yet their story ends in joy and restoration. This reminds us that God can turn our trials into blessings. Conclusion. The story of Ruth is a powerful reminder of the importance of loyalty, faith, and trusting in God's plan. Ruth's journey from loss to redemption demonstrates that no matter how challenging our circumstances may be, God is always at work, orchestrating his purposes for our good. Thank you for joining us on Faithful Armies as we explored this beautiful story. If you found this video inspiring, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more biblical insights and historical content. Before you go, check out the video on the screen for another story that will deepen your understanding of faith and God's amazing love. Stay strong, stay faithful, and we'll see you in the next video.